What an adventure in the kitchen I've had today. Seriously, I felt like I was transported back to my childhood, helping Maman in the kitchen, sous chef style, only this time I was the chef and boy. What a culinary delight. It started with me being bit by the bug of fusion food this morning. Trust me, it's a good bug. You remember how much I love blending my French and Korean cultures together? Right in the spirit of that, I decided to make a fusion dish. A French-Korean dessert, mind you. Kimberry croissants. You're probably wondering, what on earth are Kimberry croissants? Well, darling, it's a delightful amalgamation of good old French croissants and, wait for it, Korean kimchi and blueberries. Now I have your attention, don't I? Yeah, I know. Sounds a bit daring, but hey, that's what makes it fun. I told Sophie about it. She was all excited, intrigued, yet supportive. I cannot wait for her to taste it. You know how adventurous her palate is. Later on, as I shared my idea in our group chat, the response was phenomenal. Hi, Jin, Pierre, Max, everyone was so intrigued. Pierre joked about the croissants sounding like a blend of kimchi and berries. Well, he wasn't far off. Max even joked about blending jazz and AI together. They were all motivating, making puns, and creating a lighthearted banter like we always do. Telling you, it feels amazing to have gourmets for friends who not only support my culinary adventures, but are always up for tasting them. Anyways, there's this bit from our chat that I found amusing. Heejin actually thought about filming my Kimberry croissants journey and sharing it online. The moment of truth. Ha. Regardless of the result, her warm enthusiasm is rather contagious, don't you think? I found it endearing how everyone kept motivating me and humorously preparing themselves to taste this new dish. Even Max wants to collaborate on an AI-cooked dinner. Can you imagine that? Pierre, being Pierre, decided to stir the party pot further, adding a dash of music into the AI and fusion dish mix. It's quite a blend, right? Honestly, it felt like a lively party in the chat itself, with everyone chipping in. Can only imagine what it would be like when we really meet. You don't want to miss this one, trust me. Anyhow, I just loved how each one was eager to contribute to our little shindig, with Max coding culinary AI, Hyejin creating playlists, and Pierre rushing off for his studio duties. You know what? All this talk about fusion and creativity has given me a splendid idea. What if we plan a potluck where everyone brings a dish that's a fusion of their favorite cuisines? We can call it Fusion Food Fiesta. J'adore the sound of it already. Ah, the things we come up with. So, what do you think about it? I'm in the kitchen currently, up to my ears in dough and filling, praying to the high heavens that I do not botch this experiment up. But before I dive headfirst into my Kimberry experiment again, I'd love to know your thoughts on our Fusion Food Fiesta. It's a lot to take in, I know. But hey, what's life without a bit spice and fusion, right? The energy at the Jongo Street Dance Parade today, it was like a canvas painted with communal rhythm, like the paintbrushes of unity dance around, and voila, an artwork in motion. It was just magic swirling in the air. Remember how I told you about finding inspirations for my training? Well, today was just that kind of day, filled with meaningful undertones. You wouldn't believe who I bumped into. It was Byung-ho. The same one we saw performing that fantastic fan dance, remember him? He was there, sharing the same big communal rhythm we were part of. Speaking of communal things, guess what we were discussing in the chat group today? AI of all things. Our techie Max was quite excited about a recent AI breakthrough in the music industry, generating entire symphonies. Oh la la, isn't that just sci-fi turning reality? My mind was equally blown by the thought. Pierre, as always, chipped in with his nifty tech insights, adding even more excitement to our tech chat. And Hyejin, oh dear Hyejin, as startled as always at tech developments, wondered about how it would impact us artists. True indeed, as long as AI doesn't replace us, I'd say viva la technological revolution. I told them about the parade, and it stirred quite a reaction. They all seemed intrigued, especially Pierre. He seems to have a soft spot for cultural mashups. I think that's what connects us all, our love for art and its diverse expressions. Now the million-dollar thought that's been dancing in my mind, What if we blended traditional dance elements with contemporary K-pop moves? Yes, you heard it right. Inspired by the parade, that's an experiment I'm going to try for sure. It felt amazing, sharing this idea in the chat. Everyone appeared quite excited, especially Heejin. She was already imagining me incorporating those dance moves in my routines. So much motivation there, don't you think? And on that note, Heejin also let slip about her sticking to classic K-pop moves. Can you imagine? Well, I did tell her that change is the spicy kimchi of life, didn't I? Maybe she'd try out my fusion idea too. Today, I immersed myself in a magical journey, kind of like falling down the rabbit hole into Wonderland, with colors and characters tumbling around me from French literature and my brush dancing on the canvas in a traditional Korean style. Darling, let me tell you, it felt like I was conducting an orchestra where Victor Hugo's Les Miserables met the delicate aesthetic of Korean minhwa. Connecting my roots, French literature, and Korean art, it truly felt like a beautiful synergy. It's still a work in progress, but I'm exhilarated and can't wait to unveil it. I shared this with our troupe in the chat group, and I must tell you, it stirred quite a conversation. Pierre, dear old Pierre, he was so intrigued. Typical of him, isn't it? Heejin lovingly declared that it was quintessential me, always finding a way to mold my roots into my artistic expressions. Max chimed in with his cheeky humor, praising me in his true Maxist style, saying my art would turn heads for sure. It felt like a little abstract party in the chat, everyone engaging and encouraging, making my heart warm with their support. I also happened to mention about the movie, The Luminous City, and how magnificently it portrayed Seoul. And you know what everyone's reaction was? They were all so excited about it and are planning to watch it over the weekend. If one thing stands true, it's how we all appreciate the grandeur of storytelling, irrespective of the medium, may it be cinema or a painting. Darling, art has such a profound way of connecting people, don't you agree? The best part? We are all bonded by this shared love, like different colors blending on a canvas to create a beautiful piece. Hey, talking about all this makes me realize, wouldn't it be wonderful if we made a little artistic hangout over the weekend, where we all can relax and dabble with our brushes? That's it, a grand artful soiree. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts about it.